Well, second big announcement that's coming from Indigo in a span of 2 weeks, and we are talking about salary cuts that Indigo has sent out in an internal letter that its CEO Ronojoy Dutta had sent to its senior staff members of about 35% pay cut that the senior most members will have to take. It's up to 35%, where the CEO will be taking a jump of pay cut from 25 to 35%, senior vice president from 15 to 25%, and associate vice president from 10 to 15%. In fact, permanent salary cut, which is of course until the times of COVID, is 28% for pilots, and there is also certain kind of changes in the LWP, that is leave without pay scheme for leave without pay scheme for all the staff members, where a monthly review of the LWP scheme will be held across various departments. This is not a very surprising news that's coming in from Indigo, keeping in mind that a month back they had announced a 10% layoff for their members, and in an email it was stated that this decision was taken in, of course, because in order to maintain cost saving structures, in order to match up to their revenues. The email also stated previously that all the ones who've been asked to leave the company will be given certain kind of severance package for few months starting now, in case they are suffering from any kind of financial issue. Now, the sector as a whole is going through a lot of turbulence. It's not just aviation, but across industries there are a lot of layoffs and pay cuts that have been happening. But aviation has been the most impacted, because it is not just because of the pandemic, but also the pre-pandemic era. At least aviation in India has been suffering because of various reasons, starting with the downfall of Jet Airways, second one, disinvestment of Air India, which has been on cards forever, and the low funds that airlines have been struggling with. Indigo is the biggest private airline in the country, and with two major announcements on pay cuts, on layoffs coming in from Indigo, speaks about the kind of distress that the sector has been. Not just Indigo, but various airlines have announced pay cuts in India, be it SpiceJet or AirAsia. In fact, Air India recently has also announced layoffs and LWP scheme for most of its employees. It's also received a lot of backlash from pilot associations regarding the pay cuts that they have been given in. Well, until pandemic, the analysts don't see this situation to get back to normal in any way. With international travel on hold, with limited domestic travel, with the capacity we are struggling with still is around 35% only, that is of the flying aircrafts, it's going to be difficult for the sector to see any kind of normalcy anytime soon. In fact, few analysts that we also spoke to mentioned that it's probably going to take more than a year for the sector to even see any kind of green shoots coming back, while the question of normalcy across airlines and aircrafts will be a bigger question that the industry is seeking answers for.